Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. My name is Andrew, coming to you from beautiful Costa Rica. Today's topic is going to be why you gave them so many chances. Think about that for a minute. Guys, if you like the content, please like, subscribe, and share. So, why you gave them so many chances? There are many reasons why you did so. One of which is you did not realize you were in a toxic/narcissistic relationship. You believed that you were in a relationship that was being reciprocated by the other individual. Maybe it was a business, maybe it was a romantic interest, maybe it was a sibling, a neighbor, a friend, a member of a community or organization that you are a part of. Also, understand that many people believe that everyone else on the planet is just like them. They're not. They're completely not. Many people don't have your best interest at heart, and they want to extract resources from you or consume your time at the very minimum. But why you gave them so many chances, let's dig into this. You probably thought that this person who turned out to be a narcissist was going to change and that they would see the light one day and they would say, wow, I'm really being difficult, understatement, but I'm being difficult and I want to change and I want to improve and I want to make your life better. That didn't happen, did it? No, it didn't. Another reason why you gave them so many chances is perhaps you thought that you could save them. Yes, I do mean that, because remember, the narcissist most likely at one time or another played the victim card to you, saying that they had such a difficult childhood or such a difficult past relationship or relationships, or their upbringing wasn't the best, or they found it difficult to do A, B, and C, whatever it was. And that entrenched you in the relationship because when you heard these words, number one, you were believing that they were real. I'm not saying that they were or were not real. What I'm saying is take anything the narcissist says with a huge grain of salt, actually with a mountain of salt. And then you have to discern what you want to believe or what not to believe, because we now know that the narcissist tells half-truths or omits facts or gaslights you or is not accountable. That list goes on and on and on. But if they played the victim card to you before, during, or after the relationship, I can assure you it was because you are an empath, most likely, or you are a kind, loving individual, and you don't want to give up on people, which is another reason why perhaps you gave them so many chances. You're not a quitter. You believe that there is some goodness in people. And in fact, my hope is there is goodness in each and every one of us. Perhaps there is. I can't say for sure. I can say that every individual on the planet has different levels of emotions, different levels of mentality, of different levels of empathy, of love, of kindness, things like that. And then there are individuals who just want to extract, hence the narcissist. They want to manipulate and destroy and blow up relationships. The whole time, while they're doing that, they're getting another individual lined up for the current supply's replacement, like I mentioned. And remember, the narcissist blows up relationships, business relationships, friendships, romantic relationships, relationships in the family, neighbors, whomever. What the narcissist is built on is deceit, destruction, lies, and manipulation, and the whole time not being accountable, and to cause as much damage as they possibly can, and in the aftermath of the damage to not introspect or apologize or improve their poor behavior. No, you see, the narcissist believes they are entitled. They believe they are entitled to what you have, what others have, and whatever they want, which is another reason why the narcissist, think about it, do they play by the rules? No. And you may say, well, Andrew, what are the rules? Well, the rules are honestly to be a decent human being, at the bare bones minimum, to do your best, to contribute to society, to be authentic and genuine, and to portray yourself to be someone that you actually are. In other words, to not wear a mask of deceit, to not have somebody, perhaps, let's take a romantic interest as an example, to not have somebody perhaps fall in love with you so you can later just use them and abuse them and spit them out. That's exactly what the narcissist does. And that's exactly why you gave them so many chances, because perhaps you were in love. Let's take the romantic relationship for a minute. Say that you were in love. Well, what happened? I'll tell you what happened is during the euphoric/love bomb stage, the narcissist knew, number one, that they could not fall in love with you or anybody, but they said, wow, this one, which is you, turned out to be a grade A source of supply, an absolute gem, a diamond in the rough, somebody who would give to a fault, that had no boundaries, that perhaps was a people pleaser. Or how about this famous line? You're just a nice guy. Think about that for a minute. Or you're just a nice girl, things like that, right? I'm sure you remember these phrases, but the point being is the narcissist saw this in you, and they saw that you're not a quitter, and that you are a giver, and that you want to contribute, and that you will work for not only the narcissist, but you will work for the relationship, and you will ignore the red flags. You will not trust your instincts or intuition, and you will have zero boundaries. Why? Because the narcissist is crushing your boundaries when you're in the relationship, and they're testing you. They're testing you from the minute they met you until the culmination of the relationship. And if you want the truth, post-narcissistic relationship, if the narcissist is hoovering you, or if they did hoover you, which means they're trying to get you back, or they're testing the water to see how strong you are. If they're hoovering you, that again is what they're doing. They are completely manipulating you all over again. And they're testing you. They're seeing where you are, how strong you are. They're seeing, are you going to go back for that second round of abuse, the third round, the 20th round, etc. But getting back on track, why you gave them so many chances? It's because the narcissist did their homework on you. And throughout the relationship, when your boundaries were being decimated and you kept on spinning around on that hamster wheel working for the narcissist, they saw this, believe me. Did they acknowledge it? To themselves, sure, but to you, no. Example, they're not going to just come right up to you and say, hey, I know I'm abusing you, and I know that you're really getting low, meaning your supply's running low, like you're having physical problems now. I know your bank account's at zero, meaning you don't have much money left. You don't have your friends anymore. You've been isolated from your family because I did that to you. And despite all that, I'm going to keep on abusing you. They're not going to say that. Of course not. What they're going to say is, toughen up. You be responsible. Keep on doing things. You're not making enough money. You're not doing enough. You're not paying enough bills. You're not contributing enough. See, that's how they want you. They want you in the narcissistic fog, in that circle, working for them. And it's not until you remove yourself, when you stop giving them so many chances, or stop giving them chances altogether, that's when you remove yourself and you become on your own. And you understand, wow, I am getting my energy back. Yeah, it's difficult. If you were discarded or if you ended the relationship yourself, it's one of the most painful and trying periods of your life, I can assure you. And if that was you, please drop comments below. But once you come through the narcissistic fog and you understand that you are the priority and that you come first, second, and third, and that you are literally taken advantage of for the length of the relationship with the narcissist, that's when abundance starts to surround you more and more. That's when your energy returns. That's when you stop giving people extra chances. One caveat there, I'm a big believer in second chances. I sincerely am. We all make mistakes. The point is, on this place called Earth, we need to learn from our mistakes, correct them, identify them, not replicate and or duplicate them, and learn. That's what we need to do. But the narcissist doesn't do this. Why? Because the narcissist can't introspect, they don't care, and they believe that there are no rules that apply to them. It's the narcissist's life in a nutshell. Having said all these things, once you are on the healing path and your energy does return, and it will return. Remember, the healing path is not linear. It takes time, a lot of time. And in your time, you will heal if you put the work into yourself, if you understand that you have to go through this. There's no other way around it. I can't wave a magic wand or give you a pill and all of a sudden you're who you want to be or where you want to be. It doesn't work that way. Remember this, when you were in the narcissistic relationship, you were manipulated and you were taken advantage of. That period of time, it takes a lot of time and effort and strength and courage and commitment and devotion on your part to be authentic with yourself, to understand why you got in the relationship, how you got in the relationship, why you stayed in it, etc. Now, I'm not trying to trigger you. I'm just letting you know that the healing path, it's going to take you a lot of work to get to where you want to be. And time exclusively is not the solution. Some people mention that, yeah, just take your time, take some time away and just, do what you do, or dig into work or exercise more or whatever. Those aren't the paths. Those are things on the side that can help keep you focused on other things other than healing. But the healing path, that comes from within. That's when you must actually be authentic with yourself and perhaps address childhood wounds, or perhaps address relationships when they ended that you did not have closure from them. Example, let's say that you were in a romantic relationship with somebody and then you ended it, or it ended, however, and then boom, shortly thereafter you entered the narcissistic relationship. Well, that's unless you processed and healed and had closure from the first relationship, maybe it was marriage, maybe it wasn't. Well, then you were ripe to be taken advantage of by the narcissist because they saw how vulnerable you were and how kind you were and how much they could manipulate and take advantage of you. I hope you understand that. So why you gave them so many chances, it's because you didn't have the wisdom, you didn't have the education, you didn't have the knowledge about the narcissistic abusive cycle. You weren't taught this in school. My hope is you're learning more and more each and every day on channels like mine and many others. And again, thank you very much for being here. And you're understanding that you need to have boundaries and that, yeah, we're all human beings and that we need to learn and to grow and to say the magic word no and to not be a people pleaser, etc. The things I mentioned. But having said all these things, the version of you before, when you were in the relationship, I'm certain it's not the same version of you who you are right now. And if you've come through the fire and risen through the ashes like the phoenix, you're certainly in the third version of you, or you're entering it, and you are now becoming the best person possible, which means you're fine being alone. In time, in your time, if you want to strike up friendships or a romantic relationship, that's what you do. But you understood and or understand now that post-narcissistic relationship, you had to be alone to isolate yourself with yourself. I'm not saying when the narcissist isolates you, I'm saying you had to take time out for yourself in a good way. Maybe travel, read a book, write a book, take a class, teach a class, maybe move, maybe start a website, all the things I talk about. But you had to put time into yourself because throughout the relationship with the narcissist, you were not investing in yourself. You were a puppet and a pawn. You were working for them, whether you knew it or not. And the whole time you were working for them, they were lining up your replacement or replacements. And that's called the new supply. And by now, who knows, maybe there's multiple new supplies. It depends. The whole point is now, once you've closed the chapter on the book, you've gone no contact, blocked the narcissist, removed all people associated with them and flying monkeys, and you're living your best life, or you're about to, or you're at least at the very minimum making positive changes in your life. If not now, when? That's what you must do. That's what the path is. The path, the healing path, is about you discovering who you are and actually learning about yourself. You see, before I close this video out, remember, you had to go through the narcissistic relationship to get to this point in time right here, right now with me. This is exactly where you're meant to be. If you weren't meant to be with me here right now, you would be somewhere else. Think about that for a minute. Yes, I mention that frequently because it's completely true. Now, if the relationship ended for you recently, you may be saying to yourself, well, this doesn't feel good. It's not good. I don't want to be going through it. I know. I get it. It's not fun. It's very difficult and it's challenging, but you're going to have to put yourself together and you're going to have to become educated and understand the definitions in the glossary of terms about narcissistic abuse and understand that you have a road ahead of you, but you will get through it in time, in your time. So guys, why you gave them so many chances? There are so many reasons, but the point is now that you have the wisdom and the education, we don't need to give people so many chances. Like I said, I'm a believer in giving second chances to people, certainly not the narcissists, but to people in general, overall. We all make mistakes, I get it. But from the narcissistic relationship, after all you've gone through, you deserve a break. You deserve to actually give yourself self-love, become self-aware, and to understand that you are the priority. Guys, that's the video. I hope you liked it. I loved doing it. From beautiful Costa Rica, this is Andrew. Namaste. Have a great afternoon. Stay true, stay blessed. Continue to become awakened and aware and understand why you gave him so many chances. It's because maybe you're in love. Maybe it was a business partner or business that you believed in, and it turned out that the person was not being authentic with you. In other words, they turned out to be a narcissist/toxic individual. Maybe it was a lifelong friend who the mask finally slipped and they showed you who they really are, that actually they never cared about you or liked you, but they faked that they did throughout, decades. Maybe it is a sibling who it's your sister or brother or somebody, and you just didn't want to. They're your relative, so you believe you owed it to them. Well, you really don't. I'm not saying what to do or not to do. I'm saying if you're being abused for even 1 second, that's 1 second too long, and there's no room on this planet for that any longer. There never was, but now that we're becoming awakened and aware, there certainly is no room for that. Guys, no matter where you are on the planet, you are not alone. God bless you. I love you. Have a great afternoon, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. All right. Bye. Bye.